This is the fourth PowerPoint for English 3 vocab. I'm Miss Dayton. As always, I will give you the word, the part of speech, the definition, and an example. Our first word is dauntless. The part of speech is an adjective. The definition is showing fearlessness and determination. So, for example, the dauntless boy was sure that his outrageous promposal would get the girl of his dreams to go with him. Our next word is tenet. Tenet is a noun. The definition is a principle or belief, especially one of the main principles of a religion or philosophy. My example, the teacher adhered to the tenet that cell phones were not to be used in class, no matter the circumstances. Our next word is plight. Plight is a noun. The definition is a dangerous, difficult, or otherwise unfortunate situation. So, for example, not having any food in the house is a plight that I hope none of you ever have to face. Our next word is magnanimous. Magnanimous is an adjective. The definition is very generous or forgiving, especially towards a rival or someone less powerful than oneself. So, for example, my magnanimous grandmother still baked me a cake for my birthday, although I forgot hers. Our next word is panacea. Panacea is a noun. The definition is a solution or remedy for all difficulties or diseases. So, for example, my mom thinks that orange juice is a panacea for all illnesses, even pneumonia. Our next word is implicit. Implicit is an adjective. The definition is implied, though not plainly expressed, with no qualification or question, absolute. For example, although you may believe that you are the most politically correct person on the planet, we all suffer from implicit biases that are based upon our upbringing. But just because it's natural doesn't mean you shouldn't work to change it. Our next word is vehement. Vehement is an adjective. The definition is showing strong feeling, forceful, passionate, or intense. So, for example, she was a vehement supporter of animal rights. She was a vegan and went to PETA protests often. Our next word is berate. Berate is a verb. The definition is to scold or criticize someone angrily. So, for example, the teacher began to berate the class when only half of the students completed the homework assignment. Our next word is antithesis. Antithesis is a noun. The definition is a person or thing that is the direct opposite of someone or something else. So, for example, she thought that the boy was the antithesis of everything she wanted in a boyfriend. He would never text her back, he was rude in public, and he very rarely showed affection to her. Our next word is infallible. Infallible is an adjective. The definition is incapable of making mistakes or being wrong. So, for example, even if you don't like her music, you must agree that Beyoncé is one of the most infallible performers out there. She really is flawless. Our next word is regress. Regress is a verb. The definition is to return to a former or less developed state. So, for example, it was clear that she regressed to that of a toddler when she began to throw a tantrum over her parents buying her the wrong color car. Our next word is dexterous. Dexterous is an adjective. The definition is demonstrating neat skill, especially with the hands. So, for example, the most dexterous people often make the best crafts, especially woodworkers. Our next word is elicit. Elicit is a verb. The definition is to evoke or draw out a response, answer, or fact from someone in reaction to one's own actions or questions. One-word text messages often elicit feelings of anger from the person that they are sent to. Our next word is affliction. Affliction is a noun. The definition is something that causes pain or suffering. So, for example, the car accident was an affliction upon the family. They lost their car and a decent amount of money. And finally, our last word is altruistic. The part of speech is an adjective. The definition is showing a selfless concern for the well-being of others, unselfish. So, for example, the altruistic billionaire gave millions of his dollars away to charity. Okay, so that's it for this unit. Your next quiz and packet are due on October 20th, 2016. Make sure you study and do what you need to succeed.